Hey there, welcome to the Hot Slice Podcast. This is the podcast by Pizza Today magazine. I'm your host, Denise Greer, executive editor here at Pizza Today. With me is our fearless leader, editor-in-chief, Jeremy White. Did you like that
Good
addition?
morning, Denise.
Good morning. Well, so we're recording this today, and it happens to be National Pepperoni Pizza Day. Which, every day is pepperoni pizza day because, as we all know, pepperoni is the number one pizza topping, except in Chicago. I am a big pepperoni fan. I'll ask you this, okay?
Same.
What style of pepperoni is your favorite?
Wow, that's great. To back it up, pepperoni is just like it's the most popular pizza topping in America. Pepperoni is my personal favorite pizza topping as well.
Oh, for sure.
So full disclosure there. I love pepperoni. I love all styles of pepperoni. Personal preference, I like the smaller pepperoni that will cup and char, that will get crispy and will cup up, have a little bit of a crunch to them. And I like a really spicy pepperoni as well.
Yeah.
I like spice. So, now if given my druthers, I would take sopressata over pepperoni.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely my favorite pizza topping, and it is the most popular pizza topping in the United States for a reason.
Yeah. Well, I love cup and char. Like, there's nothing like the beauty of seeing that in a photo and seeing that on your plate, because and it's just got the oil and the
captures the oil,
the grease, and it's just so amazing.
Yes.
But where my heart is, I love Old World, the big Old World pepperonis. I like it
too.
Now, I did grow up on the chopped pepperoni because I grew up tavern style, Chicago thin. So, in Chicago thin, a lot of them, they chop up all the ingredients really small and then top it. So I did grow up with chopped pepperoni. That's not my favorite, I will say, but yeah, I'm going Old World. Old World is my favorite pepperoni.
I enjoy Old World as well. Now, I'm the guy that if I'm assembling a pizza at home and I've got the Old World right there, half of it's going in my mouth as I'm making the pizza with my family. I do like it. And you're right, Denise, in the area in which you and I both live, we both live in Southern Indiana, and that chopped pepperoni style is very prevalent in our region. I do enjoy it. It's not my favorite. I like a lot of the other types better, just to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, same. Okay, so pizza holidays, we've got a big one coming up. National Pizza Month. It's our baby. It's something that we created a long time ago, and Congress went ahead and solidified it for us in the 80s. So we've been doing National Pizza Month for a very long time, and it is not too late to get your plan in. Celebrate every day of October. And we do have a toolkit on pizzatoday.com, and I will put a link to it in the description for you. So please use that toolkit. We've got logos, graphics, media alerts. We even have a social media calendar to help you figure out what to highlight each day. So we're trying to help you get plans so you don't have to think. It's a plug and play. October National Pizza Month. So I'll hit that real quick. And it's really fun.
The toolkit is outstanding. If you are a pizzeria owner listening to this right now, once you are finished with this podcast, the very first thing you do afterwards is go to pizzatoday.com and get into that toolkit. It really is outstanding. But National Pizza Month should be a big deal in your pizzeria. It's your opportunity as a pizzeria owner to take an entire month, not a day, not a week, an entire month to celebrate pizza, to celebrate the fact that you make and sell outstanding pizza, and to promote that to your customers, to get more customers into your door to buy more pizza from you. October has 31 days. It will end with Halloween on October 31st, which is one of the largest sales day of the entire year. So entire year, it's one of the top 5 sales days of the year. October is a huge deal in pizza sales, but you have an entire month. You have 30 other days outside of Halloween. if every day you do something related to National Pizza Month to promote it and to get people into your pizzeria, and the toolkit is going to help you do that. So you definitely want to take advantage of it being National Pizza Month.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, and, we're leading off the month at Pizza and Pasta Northeast. So that's pretty exciting. I can't wait to get there. I can't wait to give all my pizza fam hugs and say hi. Hugs mean so much more after the pandemic to the pizza, when you're hugging pizza people, because, there was 2 years where we didn't get to hug. We didn't get to say hi. We didn't get to see our pizza people. So I'm excited for Pizza and Pasta Northeast, and our guest is going to be doing an awesome demo. Can you tell us a little bit about him?
You're right. Our guest today will be doing a hands-on demonstration Sunday, October 1st from 3 to 4 p.m. on the show floor at Pizza and Pasta Northeast in the Atlantic City Convention Center. That aforementioned guest is Frank Zabski. Frank was born and raised in New Haven, Connecticut, home of New Haven style pizza, or abits, as they say in the area. Frank had a long career in IT, and like so many other people working corporate jobs, he really had a dream and a passion to work in pizza for a living, and he finally made it happen. And just to give you a little background, back in, I think it's 2012, he started a pizza truck where he catered events. And he is now operating a pizza school where he teaches people how to make New Haven style pizza. So we tapped Frank to give this demonstration at PP&E. And I will tell you, Denise, I haven't researched and confirmed this, but Pizza Expo is going to be turning 40 years old in March. Mm-hmm. And I am sure that at some point along the way, because the show is so thorough and touches all parts of the industry, I'm sure that somewhere along the way, there's been good content on New Haven style pizza at Pizza Expo. But I will tell you that I've been heavily involved in the educational programming for a very long time. And this is the first time we've done a hands-on New Haven style demo in at least 20 years. So if not the first time ever. But so I'm really excited that we are offering something completely new at PP&E that should fire up a lot of people to attend this, because it's a really cool style that is not super well known outside of New Haven.
No, it's not.
It's a really cool style, and I'm excited to give Frank the opportunity, as he says, to evangelize a little bit about the greatness of the style.
Well, let's just jump in, because he gives us a great primer on kind of what New Haven is, and what makes it so different from every other style of pizza. So let's just jump right in, get Frank on, and just go for it.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
With extraordinary pizza cheese comes extraordinary rewards. Only Bacio Exceptional Italian Pizza Cheese offers the Gold Club Rewards program with monthly cash back on every cheese purchase. Members also receive funds twice a year to use in their exclusive marketing store. It's their way of saying grazie to customers. Schedule a demonstration at bacciocheese.com/hotslice and discover how rewarding Bacio Exceptional Italian Pizza Cheese can be. Pizza's your legacy. Build it with Bacio. Looking to grow your pizzeria or restaurant? Then you'll want to try the power of a cloud-based POS system. With Hunger Rush, you'll get everything you need. This fully integrated restaurant management system allows you to easily streamline operations, accelerate the delivery process, and grow your business through Hunger Rush 360 marketing. And it's so easy to use. Want AI-powered text ordering? It's built in. Need to track orders? No problem. Schedule a personalized demo at hungerrush.com today. Performance Food Service is proud to deliver high-quality products, innovative technology, and custom operational solutions to restaurants of all sizes across the country. The flagship division of Performance Food Group, with deep roots in the restaurant industry, Performance Food Service has been the exclusive distributor of the Roma family of brands for more than 65 years. This signature relationship has allowed Performance Food Service to become a leader in the pizza and Italian segment of food service nationwide.
All right, well, Frank, the first thing I want to talk about as we dive in is Sunday, October 1st from 3 to 4 p.m. at the Atlantic City Convention Center at the Pizza and Pasta Northeast show. You are going to be doing a demonstration, a hands-on demo on New Haven style pizza. I'm sorry, a beets. New Haven style of beets. I said it wrong. So talk a little bit about that.
I wasn't going to correct you.
Jeremy, you're going to get beat up, brutalized. Everyone in the comments, beat him up. No.
That's right. That's right. So tell us a little bit about that demonstration and what exactly is New Haven style of beets, and how is it different from any other style of pizza across the United States?
Sure. I've been asked that question a couple times before. Before I get going, I just want to thank you guys for even having me, on this podcast and the demo. I'm kind of one of those, it's like you throw enough pizza against the wall and some of it sticks.
Yeah.
2 years ago, I was, I've always been a raving pizza fan.
Yeah.
But to think that I'd be doing a demo at the floor on the Atlantic City, the Pizza and Pasta Expo is kind of something that's pretty cool. But I won't get too far into that. So New Haven pizza is an interesting style. I grew up in Connecticut. I lived here my whole life, so I kind of don't know anything but that. Now, by that I mean I obviously know all the other different styles in Detroit and New York and bar and thin and Roman, but the pizzas have been in my veins for a long time. And believe it or not, New Haven and New York style have a lot of similarities.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I describe it is New Haven is thin crust throughout. So there's no pronounced rim or crust on the dough. Everything is fresh, mostly fresh milled tomatoes. And the mozzarella is kind of an interesting change from New York, where a New York pie, you look at a pie and it's basically baked 3 to 5 minutes. New Haven's 5 to 8 plus. So I say New Haven style is low and slow. It's low heat, 550 to 650 degrees Fahrenheit, and a slow bake, 5 to 8, maybe a little bit more. But where I was going with the New York, New Haven analogy is New York is similar to New Haven, and I'm using New York because a lot of people know about New York. We begin where New York ends. So New York is 3 to 5 minutes. It's kind of a tannish look to the crust, and the mozzarella is generally white. And I also call New York a lifestyle pizza. So a lot of New York pie is really slice shops. We don't have slice shops in basically Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
So where New Haven starts is that 5 to 8 to 10 minute bake. The crust gets really crunchy. There's something called char that we're big for in Connecticut. Most people hate it, being straight up, because they're not used to it. Which I can't understand, because people love barbecue, and barbecue, generally speaking, is burnt. They sell burnt ends. That char adds flavor to the pizza, but a lot of people don't appreciate the char. So we have signature charring on the edges of the pizza, leoparding underneath. But what I think really is kind of a neat thing, and the best way I describe it is the mozzarella, how we apply it and leave it in the oven, is kind of caramelized. So it's not white at all. It's kind of like a caramely looking top to it. And I think because in a lot of other styles, there's a lot of mozzarella that they stack on top of it, so the sauce gets lost. In New Haven, traditionally, the mozzarella is very thinly sliced, so it actually the sauce bleeds through the mozzarella, and it kind of makes it this golden brown caramelized top to it. And there's all kinds of bubbles and little char spots on the top. So I can continue to filibust on this, and if I didn't answer the question 100%, let me know, because sometimes off on tangents, I get excited.
You're making me hungry is what you're making me. I had my first traditional New Haven style pizza this year. I had never been to New Haven yet. And I went to New Haven. We did a feature on Modern as our pizzeria of the year.
Yeah, sure.
And Modern, what was funny is usually I go in and I'll eat maybe a slice. Man, I ate a half a pizza. I kid you not. I
Yeah.
ate like a half a pizza, just trying different ones. I had the Clams Casino. I had their version of a margarita, and then I had one with like pepperoni and a couple of other things on it, and it was just like that. It's such a unique, like, you don't realize how unique it is until you try a New Haven and a Beats, and it was really something special. I really loved it.
Yeah, I'm a fan of it as well. I'm friends with a guy named Bill Jacobs, Frank, and Bill Jacobs is a New
Peace.
Haven transplant. He's
Yeah,
in
Peace
Chicago,
Pizza.
Illinois now, but he has Peace Pizzeria. Right, he's
Yeah.
doing New Haven style pizza in Chicago, and that's actually the first time I had a New Haven style was in Chicago, which may be sacrilegious to you in Connecticut, but that's where I first had it. But outstanding. I'm a big fan of it. I'm a big fan of the char. I'm really not a person who is going to, if I'm ordering for myself and selfishly with my order, I'm not going to put seafood on pizza. I'm just not. But I had the clam pie. It was
Oh,
outstanding. I
yeah.
can see why you like it in Connecticut. I am a fan. It's nice when you see people, tourists come into Connecticut and order pizza, and you mentioned that not everyone's a fan of the char. Do you hear comments like, "Oh, this is burnt. Send it back and bring me a new one"? Do you hear comments like that?
Yeah, it's constant. And even there's some people in Connecticut that do the same thing. But to your point, I just want to back up a minute.
Yeah.
Even within New Haven style. So there's a couple things. Obviously, New Haven style, people point directly to the city of New Haven for pizzerias, but there's a lot of other pizzerias in
Yeah.
Connecticut that New Haven style, not just Sally's, Pepe's, and Modern. And those guys are
Yeah.
great. They're classic. They're iconic. Huge respect for them. But one of the things I've done, and I haven't done a lot lately just because I started this pizza school and it's been like absolutely nutty crazy. But I have this brand called the Pizza Gavones. And so what I do is I go around and I do the hidden gems of New Haven style pizza in Connecticut. But my point where I'm going with this is that a lot of the tourists come and they just know Sally's, Pepe's, and Modern. And again, they are absolutely fantastic, but they're missing out on so many other hidden gems. Pizza in New Haven has changed a lot in the last 10, 15 years. Those three big dogs get mostly all the press and deservingly so. But there's a lot of other places that, they were basically the major league for a lot of years. And now there's a lot of other places that are, I want to say in the same ballpark.
Yeah.
But where I was going, and I apologize again, I filibust a little bit. I'm not ashamed. I'm not afraid to talk. Is even within New Haven style, even within Sally's, Pepe's, Modern, Modern pie is different.
Yes.
Than Sally's and Pepe's.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the way I describe it is it's kind of like if New York and New Haven had a kid. It's New Haven-ish.
Yeah.
Because Modern has a pretty pronounced crust.
Yeah.
It's got a rise to it. And you go and get a pie from Sally's or Pepe's, and it's pretty flat across the board. And they're literally like a mile away, maybe less from each other. So they're even within the New Haven style, iterations of different attributes that they've taken from, one way or another.
That makes sense. Can you talk about the dough process?
That's what I was going to ask,
to get
Jeremy.
that really. New Haven is known as a pretty flat pizza. Is it something with the yeast content or the salt content, or is it something with the time or the temperature at which it's fermented, or is it all in the technique once it's all in the shaping stage? How is the dough different? What makes it New Haven style?
So the dough again is kind of similar to New York. I mean, basically it's 4 basic ingredients. It's bread flour, salt, water, room temperature tap water, and yeast. Now the professionals use bakers or cake yeast. In the classes that I teach, because a lot of them are consumers, I tell them to do IDY. But to answer your question, a lot of, I believe wholeheartedly, that a lot of the New Haven style characteristics come from the person making the pizza.
Okay.
You know, everyone thinks that there's a secret dough recipe for New Haven style. And the truth is that there really isn't.
Mhm.
They look for Dead Sea Scrolls, as I call them, recipe, or some crazy idea. And the thought process here is that if you look back at history, you know, this New Haven style was created by the immigrant wave that came over from Italy in late 1800s, early 1900s. And this is not being disrespectful. This is just history. You know, most of them could not read, could not write. They definitely couldn't speak English. And where I'm going with this is that they didn't have this crazy recipe that, you know, they had passed down and found for years. So people get caught up in that. The biggest mistake they make is that they try to use all-purpose flour or double zero or something other than bread flour. A huge component of New Haven style dough is A, bread flour, and B, the percent hydration of water, which generally speaking is 67 to 70-ish.
Yeah.
If you look at, and I've done extensive research on this stuff, just pictures and videos and all the other kind of stuff. You look at a proofing box out of Pepe's, and the dough actually looks, if you didn't know any better, like pancakes.
Mm.
So it's very wet and very flat. What a lot of people don't realize is that most pizzerias usually make their dough at best the night before or the same morning for service at the end of the day. So a lot of them do not do a cold fermentation. A lot of them basically just have it room temperature and they're out the door. Now that doesn't mean that every pizzeria does that, but even more and more in New Haven, because a lot of those places were small, they didn't have refrigeration. They didn't have a lot of places, you know, to kind of develop that dough. So they left them in these old style plywood wooden boxes. So hopefully I answered your question. If I didn't,
Yeah, and that's a really fascinating tidbit, because a lot of pizza makers across the country right now are very much into a let's call it an experimental phase. They are constantly tinkering with their dough, trying out different flours, different blends, different fermentation times and techniques. They're really playing around and really getting into both the art and the science of it. And we're seeing really high hydration doughs that are being, you know, long ferment, you know, 96 hours in cold storage. And then here you're saying, look, by necessity, by what they had available when this style was created, it's a very short fermentation, especially by today's standards at room temperature. And that's really is as you said, you look in the proofing box and it looks like a pancake, which really explains the flat dough. And that's fascinating to know. I know a lot of listeners right now that are so into dough are really going to be fascinated by that. And I can see a lot of people. Denise, can you see John Goodicance right now listening and going straight to the experimentation table and playing around?
Oh, for sure. You know, there's something I'm very curious about, because a lot of the New Haven style beats that I've had have been misshapen or have longer, what I'll say is longer, narrower slices. Like the slicing is different. Now modern doesn't really fit that, because they definitely you know, hone theirs in, but a lot of them that I've had have been elongated or just misshapen. And so I'm very curious, is that part of the standard on the slicing and the stretching?
So so a couple of things. Most of the people that I teach in my school have never made pizza before in their life. So I've come up with this saying, and it's 100% true, and it speaks to exactly what you're saying, that there's no taste in shape.
Okay.
Meaning
I love that.
That's right. I mean, it's true.
So one of the things I think that's really cool about New Haven style, and kind of why I gravitated towards it, other than the fact that it was been in my blood, is that it's really more of a, like, every pizza is a blank canvas. So some are round, some are oblong, some are oval shaped, some are football shaped, and some actually are even rectangle. And I think it's really cool. I think it gives the style something very different than, like, and I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just kind of telling you, you know, like I don't like a plain round, perfectly symmetrical pizza is like blah. You know, it's like you want, like when these pizzas come out of the oven in Connecticut, you know, they can be kind of any different shapes and sizes. And it also kind of fits my personality because I've never been someone, I've always rowed my own boat.
Yeah.
And so I like to be original, and I like to keep, especially pizza, simple.
Mhm.
You know, I am not a dough expert. I am not a yeast expert, but what I am is an extreme traditionalist.
Okay.
So I know that there's people that have different dough recipes for different days, depending on the temperature and the humidity and all the other stuff. And I get that, and I respect that, because I came out of a career 30 years in IT. So I was very much a detail person. But like when it comes to pizza, and this is why I love the whole Italian immigrant story, is, you know, the whole premise of what they did was to keep it simple. And they kept it simple because they were simple people. Again, not being disrespectful, they just were. But the whole premise of what they did was to sit around a table, have really good food, have it simple, and have it taste good. And back then it was, you know, inexpensive. So I try to keep that tradition going with, you know, everything that I kind of talk about. Again, if I didn't answer the question, let me know. But one last thing, and I know I didn't touch on this. So what you're referring to is what they call the New Haven cut.
Yeah.
So when the pizza comes out of the oven, some people put it on a cooling rack.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the way I describe it is that there's a slice for everyone. So you got the gavones who eat the big slices in a lot of pizzas, and then you got the Weight Watcher slices that are really small. The slices are non-symmetrical. They're all over the place. And one of, you know, the only thing that is somewhat standard is that you slice the pizza in half and then go around, you hit the crust, and you just randomly slice everything. But again, it goes to what I was telling you before about the shape of the pizza. So it's every single one is different. And I think that's cool as heck.
Yeah, I do think that. So how many slices are typically, how many are they going for typically? Because it's not kind of an 8 slice, you know, thing. Like they're going a lot more than that, I feel like.
Yeah, I never really counted, and obviously it would change with the size of the pizza. But, you know, you're probably looking at 10, 12 slices minimum.
Yeah.
All different shapes and sizes.
Yeah. And I have noticed that they're very like there is no over topping or loading pizzas when it comes to New Haven style, because you just can't load toppings down. That's the one thing they're really meticulous about how much goes on top of that pizza.
Yeah, I think it goes to the same vein of Neapolitan pizza, which does not have a lot of toppings. You know, the centerpiece, I think, of New Haven style for me and a lot of people that have grown up here is really the sauce. Like, I want to taste the tomato. You know, I don't want a lot of mozzarella on there. I don't want a lot of toppings on there, because the sauce is really what, in my mind, is the star of the show. And certainly the toppings enhance that. But yeah, generally speaking, you know, we don't have a lot of toppings on our pizzas. And one thing I could tell you 100% for sure is that there's no pineapple on our pizzas.
Jeremy. Jeremy's in trouble.
You'll put clams on pizza. You'll put mashed potatoes on pizza, guys. I mean, come on. Mashed potatoes mixed in with the sauce, but you've got a version of pineapple. Come on. What's going on here? I love it.
No pineapple,
potatoes,
no.
actually. Hey, while we're talking about weird stuff, talk about the mashed potatoes on pizza. How in the heck did that come to be a thing in your area?
Okay, that's a good question. I have a good answer. So actually the mashed potato, I forget exactly when, but maybe 60s or 70s, Sally's actually started making a potato pie, not mashed potato. So mashed potato was kind of the new thing, but the traditional potato New Haven pie started at Sally's. And basically what they do very quickly is they basically make a white pie. So it's a mozzarella base.
Yeah.
They take potatoes, they run them through a mandolin or a slicer. So they look like potato chips.
Yeah.
And it's onion, rosemary, potato, olive oil, and
Yeah.
pecorino. That's
Perfect.
where it kind of started.
Yeah, and that's delicious.
Right.
Yeah.
And so there's a place, a pizzeria in New Haven called Bar, BAR.
Yeah, Bar. We know Bar.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm sure you
Right.
do. I believe they were the first ones to kind of try the mashed potato,
Hmm.
which obviously everyone makes a different mashed potato with cream
Yeah.
and not cream and butter and da 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 da.
Yeah.
But I think, they're definitely known for their mashed potato pie. And I'm fairly certain that either the owner or the person who is the main Pizziola down there came from Sally's. Now
Okay.
that doesn't mean anything, but that's probably where that idea came from. And that's just my opinion, not fact. I don't know that for fact.
Yeah.
But it's super popular. And then everyone, kind of took that over. Like when I was doing catering, I had my own pizza truck for about 4 or 5 years. Probably the biggest, the most popular pizza that we made was a potato bacon rosemary. So I took my love of the Sally's potato pie and I did the same thing, except I hate onions for whatever reason. I hate raw onions.
That one too.
Yeah,
And I love
same.
bacon. So that combination of the potato, the bacon, the rosemary, olive oil, and pecorino is just heaven.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I agree.
that's my potato pie.
And you know what? It's surprisingly good. The first time I was exposed to it, a long time, maybe 15, 16 years ago. And my first reaction was like, sometimes when you sit a plate of food in front of a very picky child who will only eat mac and cheese and chicken nuggets, and they're like, not eating that, not even going to try it. I was like, yeah, mashed potatoes mixed in with the tomato. No, I'm good. Not going to try that. I was coerced and kind of my job to know this stuff. So I was like, yeah, got to pony up and do it. I loved it. It was outstanding. It was really good. So it surprised me how good it was.
Yeah, Otto's in
So
Portland,
quirky.
Maine.
You don't really see it anywhere outside of New Haven, really.
Well, Otto's in Portland, Maine. That was my first mashed potato pizza.
Yeah.
And they have a little thicker crust than New Haven, but yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I mean,
Frank, are you excited to? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask: are you excited to deliver this demo at Pizza Pasta Northeast? What are you going to show the attendees who sit in on your session? What are they going to learn from you?
So right now, what I have in my head is and I'm really good on the fly too. So, but I'm going to give them a very quick history of New Haven pizza, kind of how it started, go over quickly how to make the dough. But I'm going to spend a lot of time on the assembly and the stretching, because that's kind of where, most of the people know how to make dough. So I'm just going to kind of give them a quick down and dirty of the dough and the process. But I'm going to spend a lot of time on the stretching and the assembly and then the baking process and time. Because again, a lot of people are familiar with New York and how to make it, and New Haven's just a little bit, different. So I'm going to spend a lot of time explaining the char and the time in the oven and what it does and all that kind of good stuff. It takes me 3.5 hours to do this same kind of content. So I'm going to have to speak very quickly in an hour. And I know that, and that's somewhat of a challenge for me because I don't shut up, but that's what I'm going to give them. So at the end of the demo, they're going to have a really good idea on how to make the dough, how to stretch it, how to assemble it, and how to bake it, eat it. And I was going to end the demo with a New Haven cut, which will probably drive most people crazy. The cut that we were talking about with this associated sizes.
Oh, I love it. I cannot wait. I'm going to be there. I won't be front row and center because people get there way early to be front row and center. So I will be standing on the side waiting for, I don't know if you're going to deliver us a little bit of pizza. I don't know, but I'll definitely be somewhere for that. So
Denise, we're definitely going to be right there off to the side where we can grab a quick slice. So if anyone is looking for Denise and I, you can definitely find us from 3 to 4 p.m. in Frank's session, because I know we're both going to be there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Frank, thank you so much for coming onto the show and talking a little bit about New Haven style eats, because a lot of people, it's just so different for a lot of folks. And we really can't wait to see your demo.
I really appreciate it. I'm super excited to do it. I'm a little bit nervous because I know that New Haven style, although it's popular to me, it's not popular to a lot of people. So I hope I see more than just you two guys.
Oh, you will.
You
You
will.
will. I will tell you something. We have never, Pizza Expo is turning 40 this coming March in Las Vegas. The Pizza Pasta Northeast show has been around for a long time now. And I can't say never because I don't know exactly what was done for all 40 years, but I've been heavily involved in the programming for 20 years now, and we have never done a New Haven style pizza demo. So this is going to be a first, at least for a very long time, if not first ever. So I have no doubt that it's going to draw interest.
Yeah, we'll have fun. And I'm kind of lighthearted and a joker, so I make people laugh. And so, I look forward to doing it, and I'm really honored to be able to do it. It's funny. I mean, I do a lot of promotion myself for my business. And so I've actually been picked up, and I've been on TV locally for the demo that I'm doing for you guys. They seem to have a tremendous amount of interest in me doing it. And one of the things that I'm really super interested in doing is evangelizing New Haven pizza to the rest of the world. That's kind of one of my goals where I kind of got into this. I'm not going to get into it, but this is my 2.0. I own my own IT business for 30 years and a couple other businesses. And a couple years ago, I said, that's it. I'm done. And I want to do something that I love. And this is it. And it's been an absolutely crazy, wild ride. I was featured in a Wall Street Journal article about 2 or 3 months ago. That big article that came out for the Washington Post a couple of weeks ago, I was in the New Haven section. I've just been overwhelmed and humbled by the interest in what I'm doing.
Oh,
that's awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what you cook up. Literally, I can't wait to be there. Frank, thank you again for your time. Gracious for your time this morning and coming on here to the podcast. And we will see you in a little less than 2 weeks in Atlantic City, my friend.
Yeah, see you then.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Have a great day.
Beats, baby. Beats.
Beats.
Yes. All right. You take care. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.